Well, my story's not exactly necessarily good vibes. It's more like, that doesn't give me a good vibe. So I am a postmaster, and like when I signed up to be a postmaster, I was like, postmaster. Like that sounds so cool, like so powerful. I am the postmaster, like I could take off and soar. No, but really, I am technically a postmaster relief. Okay, well, so that means I work 4 hours a week at the post office. Okay, and it's not even that big of a job because it's the teeniest little post office you ever did see, and all they have is post office boxes, no carriers. So really, postmaster is the only job there. So, it's me and one other girl, and whenever she's there, I'm not there because I'm her relief, postmaster relief. So 4 hours a week, great job. So I go into this post office, and I look around and it's like, is this place like an old building? They've got these wooden beams going across the top that look like they haven't been sanded, like they've got things hanging from them, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, no, it turns out it's like, I'm older than this building. Okay, so new building, but, you know, very rustic, we could say. So I go in there and I start working, and I'm training with the woman who's the real postmaster, and she's like, oh yeah, it's a little rustic out here. It's not like where you live, like in Delco County near the city, right? Okay. So I see like a couple little spiders. I'm like, maybe we should call the exterminator? No, we just all get along here, she says. That doesn't really give me a good vibe. So one day I discover every so often there are wasps that fly around in the post office. And I say to her, you know, wasps, you know, they're not really good to have inside the post office. This is probably not a good idea. She's like, you don't bother them, they don't bother you. That doesn't give me a good vibe, right? So I'm in there, I'm by myself, and I'm doing the little mail thing. I'm keeping my eye on this wasp, because I want to know where that thing is, right? I'm wearing my little pretty flower skirt, right? And I'm watching this wasp. All of a sudden I lose it, I can't find it, right? Uh-oh, I lost the wasp. I'm by myself. I'm looking everywhere, I can't find it. Knock on the door, somebody, I forgot my key to my post office box. Could you please hand me the mail? Sure, no problem. What box? 120. Oh, that's the one on the bottom. So I go down. I have found the wasp. It's stinging me, and I have found it. So I stand up. I have the mail. I stand up. I open the door. I say, I just got stung by a wasp. Hand them the mail, and they leave. So now I'm by myself. I just got stung by a wasp. Okay, now wasps are not like bees. Bees, when they sting you, they lose their stinger, and they die. Not so with a wasp. A wasp just gets angry and keeps stinging you. When I realized I had gotten stung right on my leg because the wasp had crawled up my skirt. There I am at the post office, by myself, and the wasp is up my skirt. Well, I think, okay, I have a slip-on underneath. I can just take the skirt off, throw it over there, and I'll be okay, because maybe the wasp will be in the skirt. So I take my skirt off, I throw it over there. Now I'm in my underwear in the post office, because the slip is underwear. And I'm thinking, oh Lord, I hope they don't have cameras. So, luckily they didn't. But, of course, all of a sudden, there's my skirt over there, and ding dong. Somebody's at the counter. So now I have to go. I've got this wasp sting on my leg, angry wasp in the skirt. So I scoop up the skirt, toss it in the bathroom, close the door. And I think, this slip looks good enough. It looks like a skirt. So I go, hi, how can I help you? And it's this repeat customer. He comes every so often to send some package of some antique thing. And I'm like, I just got stung by a wasp. And halfway through the transaction, I realize I am standing in my underwear at the post office with a customer in front of me. I said, you know what, can you hold on 1 second? So I go into the bathroom, and I find my skirt, and I locate the wasp within the skirt, and I take a paper towel and scoop up the wasps from the skirt, toss it out the door, right? And I feel like I am a hero. I conquered the wasp. And I go put my skirt back on, and I go back out, and I'm like, how can I help you? So, needless to say, that guy's that guy, I'm his favorite at the post office, and he makes sure that he saves one package for Saturday every single week, because that's the only day. And whenever somebody tells you that, oh, if you don't bother it, it won't bother you, just remember, that doesn't give me a good vibe.